Hey Austin, how you doing? My name is George, and I own a digital agency here in Chicago. I actually wanted to shoot this video because I was online. I was doing a little research, and I was searching for spray foam insulation contractors here in Rockford, and I came across your site. And I see that you're on the first page of Google, right? But you're a little bit towards the bottom. You're number six. And I just wanted to give you some thoughts on why I think that's the case, why you're not number one, and then also a few pointers on what could hopefully propel you to higher search engine rankings. Because I also see that you are on the maps, right? And unfortunately, you're not top three, but you're five, and you're so close. And I just want to give you a few pointers on what might be able to help you out. So as you know, obviously this is your website here. I think you've got some really quality stock photos. I really like your site. I like how it's laid out and just very simple. So you're doing great there. I like how obviously you've got a contact form with your phone number, and it's click to dial enabled and all that. So I think that's fantastic. You've got your web pages laid out, right, for the different services that you provide. So I think you're doing so many good things there. A couple things that I did notice though is that one, and probably the most important, is that you're very light on content. Okay, you've got to remember that Google is a search engine, and basically what it's doing is it's matching queries that the searcher is typing for with the content that is on your site. So if people are typing certain queries and your site doesn't mention that keyword, then it's less likely to match your site. Okay, so let me give you an example here. This is your competitor, right? This is Thermoseal Lakeside, and they are actually on the first page, and they're number two, right? This is an internal page here. It's not even the home page. It's an internal page, and it's outranking your site. Check this out. They don't even have that much content on their site, but they do have more than yours. And I mean, it's a good amount, I mean, it's not a ton of content, but check that out. They've actually got a good amount. So, and that is why it's helping them to rank, because it's got a good amount of content. If you look over here too, this tells me how many Google pages are indexed. Okay, so they've got a total of 297 pages on their site. I'm not saying that you need 297 to outrank them for this term for spray foam insulation in Rockford, but compare the amount of content that you have on your site and the number of pages, right? The more pages of content you have on your site, the more authoritative your site is going to be, okay? So another thing that I did want to show you, I did a mobile-friendly test. Your site is mobile-friendly, so I'm sure you knew that. I could have told you that just from looking at your site too, so that's good. One thing I did do was I ran what's called a Majestic report. It's basically a tool that I use to see how authoritative a site is. I see you've done a little bit of backlinking, maybe on purpose or maybe not actually, but you've got some pretty good links pointing back to you. They're pretty powerful links, but you've only got two there. And as you can see, here is your competitor. They don't have any backlinks. Okay, this is the one that was on number two, spot number two, right here. Okay, so they don't have any backlinks. So that'll tell you that really the amount of content that they have on their site is really taking them pretty far. Okay, one other thing that I ran was this is a site called WhiteSpark, okay, and it basically tells me how many citations your site has. A citation is basically just a mention of your website. That's it. It's really just some other website, mentioning the name, address, and phone number of your site. As you can see, well, you're right here and right here, okay? So you've got 26 citations coming in, right? Metro Insulation, they've got 44, and they're ranked here on the top three of the search engines. Now, citation isn't everything, but it does play a major ranking factor with the maps. And obviously, as you know, this is some very valuable real estate. So I would try adding some more citations to your site, and you should see another bump in rankings. Okay, I want to give you an example of a site that I'm working on for one of my clients. Okay, they have a tree care site in Elgin, so not too far away from you. this is the site right here, okay? And it's nothing crazy, nothing special, I mean, in terms of graphics or anything like that. But check this out, right? This is the homepage, and you'll see how much content there is on the site, right? And it mentions pretty much all of their services, right? I mean, because you've got tree removal, tree trimming, stump removal and grinding, tree cabling and bracing. You've got other things on here, right? And so if you look at the amount of content that there is talking about all of these services, you'll see why in just a minute why this site ranks really, really well. Okay, talking about the benefits of tree trimming, and then here we go in emergency tree removal, stump grinding and removal. Also, one other thing that I did want to point out to you real quick is that this site, you've got it titled as, let me see if I can just pull this up. Okay, if you saw that come through, it says Complete Home Performance GreenLink Energy Solutions. It doesn't talk about any of the services that you provide. So I would change up this title to talk about maybe energy audits if that's what you want if you want to bring people to this homepage for, or about insulation, cellulose insulation, spray foam insulation. You can title this so many different things, right? And I mean, even if you go to, let's say you go to spray foam insulation, right? Let's see what this is titled as. Okay, fantastic. Spray foam insulation. That's what you want, but you also want these services in the title of your homepage as well. So let me go back to my tree care site, right? You see how much content there is on here, and that's why it ranks really well. So let's see, it's titled Tree Cutting and Removal Services in Elgin, right? Which is exactly what you want. You want the niche plus the location as a title. So here, let's check this out. I did a search for tree removal Elgin, right? And look where they're ranked. They're ranked number 2 right now. They're usually hovering between 1 and 2, okay? Elgin is a town of 100,000 people, so you can imagine that they're getting calls off of that number 1, number 2 ranking, right? Let's do tree limb cutting in Elgin, right? Same thing, number 2, usually hovers between 1 and 2, right? Let's do tree stump grinding. They are number 3. Again, they're usually hovering between maybe 2 and 3 on that search. And then cabling and bracing, they're number 1 and number 2. Okay. And so after you get that aligned and you get that in place, then what I would do is, again, drive some more backlinks to those pages, right? This is, again, my client site. And check this out. Check out these backlinks that I've been able to get. 34 ranking. That's pretty powerful. 25, 25. 28, 25, and it kind of keeps on going, right? That's why it's helping this website rank so high. Now, I don't have a map listing for these guys, but that's the next step. And since we already have everything else dialed in, then this listing should be pretty high up on the maps. This is my website here. You can see all of the successes that I've been able to have. This is not even all of them, but this is just few that I've highlighted. So, I really am very knowledgeable in getting some very high rankings on the search engine so that you start getting traffic, you generate more leads, and ultimately more business from your site. If you want to if you want to have a further discussion with me, and I'm happy to give you more tips and more strategies on how you can rank higher in the search engines, both on the maps and organically, I'm happy to do that. You can click on this one-on-one consultation, and you can jump on my calendar, or you can respond to my email, and I'd be happy to do that. The address is hookseoagency.com, or you can reply to my email. Thanks, Austin. I hope this helped, and feel free to reach out if you've got any other questions, or if you want me to give you some more tips. Thanks. Bye.